Hello and welcome to my channel, Full and Satisfied, Reversing My Diabetes Through Evidence Not Seen. So today I want to talk about taking responsibility for your health. How many times have you gone to the doctor and the doctor will say, oh, you've gained some weight and you're surprised, or your blood pressure is rather high today and you're surprised. I don't think we should ever be surprised for those types of results because we should be monitoring our blood pressure every day, our weight every day, and our glucose levels every day if you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, or overweight. Why? Because you'll be able to control your health. And when you go to your doctor, you'll be able to have a conversation about a plan to put in place to help you improve on those areas that you may be deficient in. You know, we tend to rely on our doctors for everything, and that's not their job. Their job is to help us get better. But we have to do all of the work based on their training and based on their education and based on their experience. They can help us reach our health goals. But we have to take control of our health. And so one thing I noticed that as I go through this journey of wellness, I have been taking data for myself since the beginning of my diagnosis. So when I started my program in January, from January to now, and this is the end of August, I've been taking my weight every day, my blood pressure in the morning, and my glucose fasting levels in the morning and at night before I go to bed. And that gives me a visual as to how I'm doing. So if I see that for 5 days straight my blood pressure is high, then that gives me reason to pause and figure out what am I doing wrong, and maybe just call a doctor and let them know if there's an emergency of some sort, right? If my glucose is high in the morning after fasting and high before I go to bed, then I know that I've eaten foods that I should not have to elevate those blood sugar levels, and I'm not on my regimented plan, my meal plan like I should be. If I'm going over my goal weight, then that means that I need to slow down and pull back. And since I've been documenting my own information, I've been maintaining a very steady pace, right, of low levels as far as my glucose is concerned. I have not exceeded my goal as far as my weight is concerned, and my blood pressure has been more normal than usual. Okay? And many of you may be very techy, and there are a lot of apps out there that can help you. There are smart watches and just all kind of things that you can use to help you along the way. But for those of you who can't afford that, just old paper and pencil will do. Documenting your information. I have a scale I ordered. I have a blood pressure cup that I ordered, and I have my CGM, my continuous glucose monitor, and I have a Freestyle Libre on my arm. So I do this every day. I scan my monitor, I weigh myself, I check my blood pressure, and I document it. And so, old school way, old fashioned way, I have all of my information documented from January 1st, 2022 to the present. And it's in my binder. And I can just refer back to this. And I go page after page after page. And there are days when I may have skipped maybe not take my blood pressure, right? But I always put my fasting numbers down, my numbers before I go to bed, and my weight. There's some times when I may have skipped, not many, but I can go through, and every single page you'll find my information, and I can go back and look and see what I was doing in February. This February. And I even have notes to myself so that when I meet with my doctor, I share this information with him or her. And it's very good information because it also gives them something to gauge and look at. You know, we have to take responsibility for our health. No one will do it for us. No one will do it for us. And until I started taking responsibility for my health, things didn't change for me. I had to stop. I had to evaluate where I am and where I want to be. And I had to work towards the goal of health. And I'm still working this road and this journey of wellness is an everyday occurrence. And on days when I don't feel like it, it definitely shows up in my data. It definitely shows up in my data. How? My glucose is elevated, my blood pressure is elevated, and my weight has fluctuated. Thank God I've maintained my goal of I didn't want to be any bigger, I didn't want to weigh more than 175, and I haven't exceeded that since January. Because every single day I look and I see what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, you know? So this is just to tell you and encourage you to start taking responsibility for your own health by documenting your information and maintaining your data. So if you choose to use a smartphone, if you choose to use a smart watch, do those things. Invest in those things. But if you don't have the money to invest, old paper and pencil, a binder from the dollar store, paper, a hole puncher, and go to town, right? And I have a form that you can just get from me, Full and Satisfied, Reverse My Diabetes Through Evidence Not Seen, and it's in my, when you order my book, I send you these forms for free. And on the form, it's already lined, I have everything outlined for you. I have your personal data sheet where you put your name, your target blood sugar goal, and your information. There it is, for example. And so you have a space for the date, the time of fasting, your blood sugar level, your blood pressure, your weight, and your PM fasting. So I have a column for all of that. And you just fill it in. Fill it in and go. And you will notice that over a period of time, you'll see maybe patterns. You know, certain days you're really good, and then at certain times you're not as good. And I noticed that when I'm closer to like the weekends is when I tend to really, I may not be as consistent or strict on myself. I might loosen the reins a little bit, and it is reflected in my data. So I just want to encourage you to keep moving forward, but to always take responsibility for your health. And you can do that by compiling your own individualized data every single day. So get a copy of my book, Full and Satisfied, Reversing My Diabetes Through Evidence Not Seen. And once you do that, I will send these forms to you for free. Thank you, and have a good day.